Good evening and welcome to the real world. Parshas Vayelech, this week's parsha, is often Shabbat Tshuva, has such a revealing pasuk about what Tshuva is and what it isn't. When Klal Yisrael hit rock bottom throughout the course of history, the pasuk foretells that which is going to happen as we're in Galus for a long time. You'll say on this day, Allah, ki al ki ein alakai b'kirva, the Rebbeinu Shalom was not within me, mitzauni or raisa. All this bad has befallen me. I've said over the story before, forgive me if you heard it already. But it's everything, it's everything. Ramata Frank is a vessel of Mashpia in Eretz Yisrael, told me this story that a young man came to him. He was in Monsey, he was doing the Shabbos, and he was receiving people. On Sunday morning, a guy comes to speak to him. Chassidish boy. So he says, can we talk privately? They go out to talk privately, and he tells Ramata that every Shabbos, his fathers, they go to a certain rabbi, his father's by the tish, his father's completely out of it. So he takes his father's keys out of his father's, where his father keeps it in shoulder. He steals his father's car every Shabbos afternoon during Shabbos time, and he goes out with his friend. He said they go to a certain restaurant and they eat lobster every single week. They're completely gone. They're not connected. They don't feel anything. They don't keep anything. But it's hard. They keep up appearances. Shabbos is their time to chill because they know that their father is completely engaged with the rabbi for the next couple of hours. And then he brings back the car before his father finishes the Matzah Shabbos. He says he really likes lobster, and he really sees himself going in that direction. He said as soon as he gets the courage to tell his parents, he's going to do that. He feels nothing. He wants to know, should he make a bracha on lobster? That was his question. Shemata thinks, and he says, the Gemara says, that the person's doing something which is abominable, which is disgusting, which is revolting to the Rebbeinu Shalom. You're mocking him by making a bracha. He doesn't want you to eat this. What are you thanking him? He says, but I understand the sensitivity of Rebbeinu Shalom and what you're really asking. And I think what you should say to Rebbeinu Shalom, you created this food, and it has a taste which I find pleasing. I would like to thank you, but the Gemara says that I can't do that. So instead, here's a cup of water. Make a shahakal, shahakal around the water, or whatever you're drinking, Coke, and then you make shahakal and on something else. That's what he told him. Fine. He says years pass, maybe 5 years pass by. Mata does like every Friday night, he does like a little bata, a gathering in his house in Me'ashar. And he's sitting there, people are coming and going, and a yid comes in. And he said he looks a little bit like he's from one of the settlements, maybe a big knitted yarmulke, beard, looking person. So he says, Mata, do you remember me? He says, I don't remember. You know, who are you? So he says, I was in Monsey 5 years ago at Lobster. He says, yeah. What's your story? So he says, I tried what you said for years. And my friends always made fun of me because they didn't believe. And if you say you don't believe, what are you making brachas? But I did this. He says, one day it hit me, the hypocrisy of, I don't believe, I don't keep, I'm not connected, I don't feel, but yet I have this need to thank the Rebbeinu Shalom. And I said, it's one or the other. If I believe, then I'm all in, right? If he's with me, then he's with me. And I couldn't eat lobster anymore after that. And that was the beginning of my return. Eventually I came here to Eretz Yisrael and I married a girl from a Moshav where he lives, and he's very happy and very flourishing in his Avodas Hashem. That's the story. The seichel of Amata's answer, instead of rejecting question, he understands that he knows that the Rebbeinu Shalom is within him. Everything else is outside of him. Every taiva, every nisayan, everything that looks appealing, everything that pulls a person away is outside. It's just distractions. Inside is the Rebbeinu Shalom. Like the pasuk says, they realize that we're not accessing the fact that the Rebbeinu Shalom is inside of us. That's what leads a person down the wrong path. This person understood that. He was saying, the Rebbeinu Shalom, I want to stay connected. So Mata found a way that he should keep accessing the Rebbeinu Shalom inside of him. You know what the end of that story is? That a person comes back. Go into the Ateres Shimon. What's the last pasuk of the pasuk? V'yedatem. The last pasuk of Torah, V'yedatem, ki v'kerev Yisrael, ani. You'll know that what's inside every single yid. If you looked at, you have to dig, and you have to push, and you have to go through, and you have to break through barriers, but it's always ani. You'll find that spark of the Rebbeinu Shalom in every single yid. But Mata knew that. He just taught him how to get that. It's like that. We forget it. We don't think often enough. But this is a good time of year to think a little bit. It's inside. The reality, the light of his essence is inside of us. V'yedatem, ki v'kerev Yisrael, ani. That's true.